Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the PACE University Electronic Medical Records and Medical Billing and Coding Information Session Webinar. I should say Certificate Program Information Session Webinar. My name is Stephanie Plowman. With me tonight is Dr. Michelle Kalm and Nicole Vitale from PACE University. Together we are going to share with you everything and anything you ever wanted to know about the PACE EMR and MBC certificate programs. Now, I'm going to throw things over to Dr. Kalm in a moment to get things started, but just one housekeeping matter. This system is very, very sensitive, so everybody is on mute at the moment. However, we do want to hear your questions and want to take those questions. So you will see on your GoToWebinar toolbar, there is a questions box. You can type your questions into that box. They will pop up on my screen, and as they come in, I will read them out loud, and either Nicole or Dr. Kalm will answer that question. Now, we will be opening things up to questions at the end of the session this evening, but certainly if you think of anything as we go along, please feel free to type it in as you think about it. So with that being said, I am going to change the presenter over to Dr. Kalm and get everything started. So, Michelle, whenever you are ready, here it comes.
Okay, just take me a second to get the right screen up here. Let me know when you can see it.
There we go. Yep, all good.
Can you see it?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time to be here with us this evening to learn about these two programs at PACE University, the Electronic Medical Records Program and the Medical Billing and Coding Certificate Program. So let's take a quick look at the topics that we will be covering this evening. We will take a look at the employment outlook for medical billing and coding specialists as well as for electronic medical records and the average salary statistics. Healthcare as a career sector overall continues to show growth. And we will take you through and show you some exciting articles that in the news recently about these items. We will also take you through the online classroom so you can see what it looks like and the features that are contained within the program. These features include a wide array of study tools so you can get the most out of your program. The ultimate goal is to prepare you to sit for a certification examination, and our study tools are designed to help you maximize your time as well as your study efforts so that you can be prepared for the certification. We will also share with you some information on how to register for the program and for finding some financing options. According to the Department of Labor's Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment opportunities are on the rise for health information specialists. Over the next 8 to 10 years, if not more, the field is expected to grow by 22%. New jobs are literally being created all the time. There is an increased use and actually a government mandate to use electronic medical records. The need for billing and coding specialists is also on the rise. There is also continuous growth in the elderly population, and with this there are more and more medical treatments and diagnostic procedures being performed. The National Health Career Association outlines the benefits of becoming certified in electronic medical records. Being certified provides more job opportunities, an increased pay scale, and subject matter expertise. Salaries are literally increasing across the board in healthcare. There are two main professional associations that certify medical billing and coding specialists. One of them is the American Academy of Professional Coders, or AAPC. They conduct an annual survey, and the survey results from the 2016 survey shows that it is definitely a good time to be working on the business side of healthcare. Salary surveys show earning potentials are on the rise and that the unemployment rate among certified coders continues to go down. This rate is currently at 1.4%. According to AAPC's recent survey, the average salary of an AAPC member last year was almost $53,000. This is a 2% increase in just 1 year. Those who work in a hospital inpatient setting experienced an increase in salary as well. Most members of AAPC are working full-time. About 75.4% of respondents are working 40 hours per week or more. According to AAPC, almost 75% of the respondents for the survey said they work on site, while the rest reported working remotely. Some of the average salaries in 2016 by demographic are as follows. The average salary of members in the Pacific region in 2016, $57,500. The average salary of members in the Mid-Atlantic region in 2016 was $53,757, which is actually a 2.9% increase in a year. The average salary of members in the Mountain region, $51,310. This was actually a 2.7% increase. And the average salary of members in the New England region, $53,504, a 2.5% increase in just a year. The growth of healthcare jobs can be found in the news. A recent article from USA Today tells us to expect healthcare job gains to continue to at least 2022. It states that millions of healthcare jobs will be created between now and then. Baby boomers will be retiring, and this provides more job opportunities for those still in the workforce. According to The Economist, healthcare jobs are recession-proof. On this graph on the screen, the light blue vertical lines show positive growth from year to year for healthcare jobs, while other industries in the dark blue lines fluctuate from year to year, showing periodic losses in numbers. Boston University states that regardless of economic trends, healthcare is one of this country's strongest growth industries. This growth is a result of needing more healthcare for the growing number of elderly, as well as our country's focus on healthcare. Since you are here tonight, you may be thinking about making a significant career change, or maybe you're looking to start a new profession altogether, or you're already in the field, but looking to change your focus. So let's take a couple of minutes and pause for a minute and take a look at what these two professionals have to say about these emerging career fields. All right, so let's take a look at what the classroom looks like. You may or may not have experienced taking classes online, but either way you'll find the online classroom easy to navigate. We'll take a walk through so you can see the features of the online class, as well as the tools that are available to you to help you learn. When it's time for the program to begin, you will receive an email that provides you with the website to go to and your login information. It also provides you with contact information for the university as well as your instructor. Once you receive this email, you can then log into your classroom and take a look around and get started. Once you log in, you will be on the home page of your classroom. In this particular example, this is the home page for the Medical Billing and Coding Certificate Program with a concentration on the CPC examination. In the center, you'll see a description of your program, and then along the left-hand side, you'll have buttons that will help you to navigate throughout the program. When you click on the Modules button, which is directly under the Home button, you will see the majority of the information you will need for your program in the center of your screen. When you click on the very first item in any program, you are taken to the first presentation. Throughout your program, you will have video presentations with audio, and this is your first one. This provides you an overview of the program as well as what to expect. Most online programs have lecture notes to read. However, we do offer this dynamic tool, which makes learning interesting as well as fun. After the overview presentation, you'll find your program syllabus. This will provide you with all of the school and classroom policies that you may need to reference. These are just some clips of some items you will find in the syllabus, things like a textbook list, the grading policy, and the honor code. There is also a week-by-week list of everything that is covered, as well as assignments and tests that need to be completed. This week-by-week schedule is just a suggested schedule. In this particular example, this is showing week 1. All participants are expected to create a portfolio of their accomplishments during their program. Since this program is online, we call it an e-portfolio. This is an opportunity to collect some of your best work and show it to a potential or current employer to showcase what you have accomplished. It will be something for you to be very proud of. There is a video presentation that walks you through the steps of creating an e-portfolio, as well as how to share it. This is also a graded item within the program. So once you've watched the overview presentation, reviewed the program syllabus and the textbook list, and watched the video on how to set up the e-portfolio, you can then read a biography about your instructor. This will provide you with their contact information, their work experience, their teaching experience, and usually something interesting and special about them. Next, it's time to jump into the first module. For this program on your screen, the first module is medical terminology. The first item for any module, you will see information about that particular module. This information will tell you or show you what will be covered within that particular module. Next, you will have a document that explains in detail how to access student resources for the textbook that is used in that module. This study material supplements your program learning and can be a very valuable tool. These instructions are here to help you download or access any of these supplemental materials. Next, you will find some websites that you can review to help you in exploring the module topic. So in this particular one, the module topic is medical terminology. This material is considered bonus study support, and it is here for your benefit. It makes your learning dynamic and also allows you to use powerful, credible websites to enhance your learning. So as I previously stated, as opposed to lecture notes, you will have video presentations. You can start and stop the videos as many times as you need to. You can watch them as many times as you would like. This is also a great opportunity to take notes and listen to what the lecturer has to offer. You will find these presentations throughout your program. They cover literally every area of the program, as well as add a creative and exciting feature that will aid you in learning the material from some industry specialists. You will also find a variety of learning tools in the program. This is just one example. These are interactive tools specific to technology security that's on your screen right now. There are many concepts in both the electronic medical records program and medical billing and coding program that may require some memorization. Tools like this that's on your screen are an excellent way to help you learn that material and memorize that material. Let's take a look at some more learning tools. Sorry, it took just a second for my screen to load. There we go. So this is an example of a test your knowledge type of interactive tool. And this, all of our study tools have directions so that you know how to use them. And this particular type of study tool helps you identify those areas where you may need to focus additional studies. This particular one is for pharmacology. This next one includes interactive flashcards. So this is definitely helpful for those terms that we need to know, and it helps with that repetition. All right, so this program also has graded deliverables, and these take the form of homework assignments and tests. This is an example of a homework assignment. The great thing about the learning management system that we use for our online classes that you could submit your assignments right in the instruction area. Your instructor will receive the assignment, will grade it, and return it to you with feedback. Prior to taking your test, there are practice quizzes. These are not graded and can be taken as many times as you want. This is how a completed practice quiz looks. You are given an immediate score, and you will see exactly which questions you answered correctly or incorrectly. This will allow you to know exactly where to focus additional studies if needed. When you are ready, you can then take the test. They are all auto-graded multiple choice, true, false, and you'll know how you did, just like with the practice quizzes. You'll know exactly how you did as soon as you complete the test. Should you need some technical assistance while navigating the program, there are quick links for technical help and frequently asked questions, and both of these areas can be extremely helpful. As always, you can always reach out to your instructor for assistance as well. A common question that is often asked is, what topics do these programs cover? For electronic medical records, your modules will consist of U.S. healthcare system, American Reinvestment and Recovery Act and HITECH Act, medical terminology, healthcare computing, health information management technology, and electronic medical records software. For medical billing and coding, every participant completes what we call the standard block of modules. The standard block includes medical terminology, anatomy and physiology, disease pathology, diagnostic coding, and procedural coding. Then, depending on the type of certification you would like to prepare for, you would then also take an add-on module. Your choices of add-on modules include CPC, Certified Professional Coder, COC, Certified Outpatient Coding, CPCP, Certified Professional Coder Payer, and these are through AAPC. You will also have a choice of CCA, which is Certified Coding Associate, and CCS, which is Certified Coding Specialist. These certifications are through AHEMA. Each certification differs in the workplace setting it prepares you for, and the different certifying agencies also differ in their requirements. Here you will see the websites you can use for the different certifications available to see which certification is right for you. I'm going to pause for just a moment to give you a chance to write these down. AAPC, AHEMA, and the National Health Career Association's websites do offer a tremendous amount of information, including detailed information on their certifications. So if you have not already, I would definitely take a look at those websites. At the end of your program, you will compile some signature assignments into your e-portfolio that we spoke about earlier. When it is complete, you will submit a private URL to your instructor so they can review it and provide you with some feedback. You can also provide this URL to a potential or current employer so they can see your accomplishments as well. And this brings us to Nicole.
Okay,
I hope everyone...
Switch back. Go ahead, Nicole. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Hello, my name is Nicole. I am the Assistant Director for the Center of Professional Studies. I hope that this webinar has been super informative so far, and I just want to switch gears and talk a little bit about the financing options. So if we can go to the next slide. Okay, so this particular program is both the medical billing coding and electronic medical records specialist. Is $3,995. Now, for attending this webinar, you do receive a $200 discount. So that will automatically get applied once you register for the class. Now, the most popular payment plan is the most popular financing option is our payment plan. And so there I have on the screen is the two different payment plans for this particular program. There is an immediate enrollment fee and $600 deposit that you would need to put down at the time of registration, and then you will have a monthly payment due at the first of every month over the course of the program. So for medical billing coding, that will be 7 installments, and for the electronic medical records, that will be 5 installments. Now, there are some other financing options that students take advantage of. We can go to the next slide. And that would be a private loan. So there are several vendors out there, the most popular being Sallie Mae and Wells Fargo. Of course, you do need to search for the loan vendor that's the best for you, and there will be an application process, and you'll have interest that will be charged, but you wouldn't be paying this while you're in the program, as opposed to the payment plan that we do not do a credit check, and there is no interest charge, but you would be making those payments throughout the program. So you really have to weigh which option is the best for you. The last option is employee sponsorship. So if you're currently working in the healthcare field and you think maybe your employer would pay for you, you definitely want to speak with your manager or your HR to see what kind of tuition reimbursement opportunities there are. And then finally, I don't have this listed on here, but there are local employment centers for individuals who are looking to who are unemployed, who are looking to get some advanced skills. There are grants at the county level that would be available. And so if you are in that situation, you definitely want to speak with your local county to see if there are, is there anything available for you. We can go to the next slide. So we talked mostly about the online option, and the curriculum is the same for the in-person option, and that will be starting up in the fall of 2017, this upcoming fall, at our downtown Manhattan campus. That'll be 2 nights a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9. It's a 26-week program, and that tuition is $3,495. Now, we will be having some information sessions If you're interested in the in-person, please take my email down and send me an email, and I can add you to the list for the in-person option. And we can go to the next slide. So lastly, I just want to talk about next steps. We're going to open it up to questions in just a moment, but you're going to be getting an email tomorrow from me with the recording of this session along with your next steps. And it's pretty easy. So you'll be getting a registration form. You'll want to fill that out. You'll also need to make the enrollment fee, the $35 enrollment fee, and the $600 deposit. And then once we process that, that'll take a couple of days. You're going to get a welcome email, and this is where you'll want to select your add-on modules. So Dr. Kahn spoke about them earlier. You'll want to select them in that email, and then at that point you'll gain access to the online class. Now after that email, you will have 7 for the electronic medical record specialist or 9 months for medical billing coding to complete the course, and your expiration date will be included at the bottom of the email. So I hope that that's clear. Just keep an eye out for that tomorrow morning. And so I'd like to open it up to questions now.
Yes, absolutely. As I mentioned when we started, if anyone has any questions, please do type them into the questions box on your GoToWebinar toolbar, and they will pop up on my screen. So fire away if you have anything. Okay, well, no questions yet. Oh, here comes a question, but I wanted to go back to, oh, here we go. Okay. Fast and Furious. Okay. Does it matter if I get my MBC certification from a CAHIIM accredited program / school or not? I know your program is not accredited. Either one of you ladies, I guess, can take that.
Well, so I should probably clarify by accredited. So Pace University, our program, the Medical Billing and Coding program, which is offered by Pace University. Pace University is a regionally accredited university and by Middle States, or regionally accredited by Middle States. But what you're looking at is a program, or an industry-specific accreditation. And so because this particular program is offered through the continuing education division of the university, we don't have that additional healthcare accreditation. Now, it does not mean that you're not still eligible to sit for the exam. Our program does provide you with the educational requirements to sit for the exam, so that is absolutely fulfilled. And so I hope that clarifies. I don't know, what was her specific question?
Does it matter if she gets her MBC accredited?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Well, so you're going to really want to look at the specific programs. I don't know the criteria of what requires a program to be accredited by that organization that you mentioned, but I suspect it probably has something to do with that it's a degree seeking or the length of the program. And so that is one piece of it. But our particular program, what we do is we, it's not anything against getting an associate's degree, but with an associate's degree, it's much longer and it is more expensive. So our program will be able to get you the skills that you need at a much quicker rate and much cheaper rate, and you're still eligible to sit for the program. So again, I don't know what the specific criteria in order to get that accreditation, but I would guess that's probably what it is. So, but as far as what you need to sit, you need to get the certificate, you need to be eligible to sit for the certification, and our program does that for you. So as far as those other details, you may want to look at other programs and see, weigh the options for yourself on that.
Okay, Thank you, Nicole. After taking the course, how can we land a job, being that many employers want people with 2 years or more experience?
Well, that's a pretty, also a very specific question in that our program, again, does not provide job placements or internships. We provide you with the educational hours to sit for the examination. Now, we have had some students who have done internships to the program, and Dr. Com can talk a little bit about that. It was one of her students, I believe, and did an internship through the program and was able to obtain a full-time job afterwards through that internship. So we do have, and I think we have a couple of other students that might have done that. So it is possible that you will be able to do that. What you might want to do is, you're seeing as you're going through the program, keep looking, keep your eye out, and seeing the different criteria. Dr. Crum, do you have anything to add? Since you're in the field, you may know a little bit more as far as like entry-level medical billing and coding positions.
I would, absolutely, I would just start networking. Sometimes it's just being in the right place at the right time. You might be at a chapter meeting for one of the coding, whether it's AAPC or a HEMA, and someone you know is hiring. So sometimes it's just getting out there, getting your name out there and networking. And both HEMA and AAPC do offer a lot of ways to network with people, whether it's to find a job or just to even create some connections with other people that are in either a similar field or the same field. AAPC has two different types of experiences, I guess would be the best way to put it. Their first is called their online internship. I think that's what they call it. It's called Practicode, and it's worth, the completion of Practicode is worth 1 year's coding experience, and that is all you need to take off the apprentice designation for something like CPC. So if you go through our program, or if you choose another program and you sit for CPC examination and you pass it, then you're automatically given an apprentice designation if you don't have the experience. And Practicode plus a program that fulfills the 80 credit hours required will take off that apprentice designation, which is really neat. AAPC also offers something called Project Extern, where you can contact them, and this would be after you get certified, to where they can help find an externship site for you. But the student that Nicole was talking about was one of my students, and I believe it was last year already. Time flies. She went out and just started just blanketing the town with resumes and to do an internship, and she did a non-paid internship and ended up getting a full-time job out of it, which was really great. So there are a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of which you might have to take the first step, whether it be contacting AAPC or HEMA or National Health Career Association, or even just going and contacting, whether it's a physician's office or hospital office or whatever type of setting that you would like to, or you could see yourself in. I hope that wasn't too long-winded. I'm sorry if that was a really long answer.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Com. Is the program open enrollment? Nicole, I'm going to toss that to you.
Yes, it is. So because the online program is asynchronous, you can enroll at any time, any day, and you'll just start once you submit once we process the registration and process that $35 enrollment fee and $600 deposit. With the in-person, because there will be a specific date, obviously you can only enroll until then, but it's pretty much rolling up until the program starts, and that program will be starting in September.
Okay, that was our last question. Maybe, oh, no, spoke too soon. Okay. How long have you had the MBC program at PACE, and how many students enroll and have successfully completed the program as well as passed the certification exam?
Well, so we're still fairly new. We're coming up to, I believe it's just about 2 years.
Oh, it'll be 2 years in the fall, yes.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in the fall. So, and we've gotten quite a few of our students have completed. You know, I don't have the numbers at my fingertips, but because it's we start with the online asynchronous, they have, you know, kind of dripped completed as we've been going on throughout the year. And I know, and the same thing with the certifications. So because we're still new, we haven't started gathering that data, but I can tell you from what students have graduated, kind of come back, a lot of them have been telling me that, you know, they've passed. So, you know, we don't have those specific data points. I don't have them at my fingertips, but I can tell you so far we've had quite a few of success stories. And Dr. Com, since you work quite closely with the students, you may have a little bit more information on that. Stories.
I've received a lot of emails in the past, and again, it depends on when they start, and some of my students, I should say our students, some of our students have waited a little bit after their program has completed to sit for their certification examination, and some of them, they do it right away. But it's been pretty amazing. I've gotten several emails from those that have been in my classes that they have absolutely gone in and did the test and passed with flying colors. There are some that have not had the same success with it, and then that's pretty normal with any type of certification, licensure. It's kind of what makes it competitive as far as gaining those certifications. But it's all about the time that you put into it. So the time you put into it is worth every penny. It's worth everything. And I know just from my own experience and those that my cohort, if you will, those that put into it what they needed to definitely had positive results on the other side. So.
It's true. You certainly get out of the program what you put into it. So, you know, you'll work hard, but you'll be rewarded. Have the students who have become certified found employment soon thereafter?
So I would say similar. Most of the information that we have is students coming back to us. We don't have the exact data points, but students have coming back to us. So I'm going to point out that particular student again who had the internship, so she was able to find a full-time job, and I believe that there were a couple of others that have quickly mentioned to us. So yes, so far, you know, it sounds like that they are.
I would have to agree with Nicole. It depends. It's hard to say. I'm actually calling in from Kansas, if you believe it or not. So it also depends on where you are. So that's another as far as how that goes. But I know that if I just in my own local area did a search on, I'm trying to think of a search engine, and I just had the one in my head and it just disappeared. Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys could think of one of those the jobs,
Indeed.
Career Builder.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Monster.
And if you,
Monster, yeah.
Yes, thank you. I just completely drew a blank. If you type in coding, or I would probably put medical coding so it's not confused with computer related, oh my goodness. The jobs are out there, and I know I spoke earlier about baby boomers retiring, and that kind of seemed like a theme, but that really is a reality. that a good chunk of the workforce is not going to be always in the workforce. That coupled with all the advancements in the medical field, there are advancements daily, a lot of which we don't know about, but they're there. You know, even with coding, we went from ICD-9 classification to ICD-10, and ICD-10 has over 70,000 codes, which is like triple of what ICD-9. So, you know, the industries need people to fill these spaces, and the more facilities that are out there, and the larger the facilities are out there, they're going to need more people. So if you go into any of those job search websites and just type in medical coder, you're going to see a lot, for sure.
What is the job outlook for remote medical coding for a new coder?
Well, for new coders, you kind of have to earn your stripes, if you will. Remote coding takes dedication, and it takes time to get to that point. Some companies, though, may hire a new coder to work a remote position. It's been my experience they usually want someone that's been in the field for a couple years and kind of paid their dues, if you will. But it just depends on the company.
Okay. All right. Yes, they need people, but who have experience, and many don't have the time to train and can't afford mistakes, which is why many people who finished coding courses still have a hard time landing a job. Any thoughts?
I think that just also goes back to there's so many people in this industry, or training in this industry, and what you put into it is really, I mean, you see it with a lot of industries, medical billing and coding, electronic medical record. I mean, these aren't unique, where you see people go into a profession and have a very difficult time because they may be lacking something towards that profession, or maybe they didn't have a firm foundation when they went in, or maybe that area of where they live could be, what's the word, saturated, absolutely saturated. So it could be, it really all depends. It could be decoder, or it could be the region. It could be really, there's so many different factors that go into that. So there really can't be a blanket statement. You know, it's the same with nursing. There are a ton of people that go into nursing, but not everyone gets a job on the other side. But we don't know what those factors are as to why that person may or may not have gotten a job, if that makes sense.
Okay, any other questions? Anybody? Will give you an opportunity to type any additional questions that you may have into the questions box. Of course, the best question is always the one that you remember to ask after we have logged off for the evening, and that's totally fine. If that happens, just please reach out to Nicole at nvitali@pace.edu. She will be more than happy to assist with your queries. So we'll give it a second and see if anything else comes in. Ladies, I always put you on the spot when I do this, but if you have any final thoughts and would like to share them, I guess now would be the time.
The only thing that I always suggest that students should do is take a look at the different certifications and try to decide which one you want to go for, because that is one of the things that most students are not sure of. So definitely do your research. And I will say, though, if you're new to the healthcare field or you have no background in the healthcare field, the most popular or the entry-level ones that you should start with is the CPC and the CCS or A Dr.
CCA.
Palm. The CCA. For some reason, I cannot ever get that straight. So that is what I would suggest.
I pretty much suggest the same thing. I would do your research, know your future career for sure, and that's all across the board. See if you can shadow someone. That's one of the best ways to see if you want to do what a particular profession is, to go and shadow someone or something along those lines. But definitely check out those websites. There is a tremendous amount of information on the websites. There's also salary stats and pass rates as far as their exams go, regardless of what educational background. It's basically based on anyone that sits for their exams. So I would look at that information, and I would do your homework.
Okay, well, if we don't have any further questions, I guess we will call it a night. Once again, if you have any follow-up questions after we log off, please do feel free to email Nicole at nvitali@pace.edu. I'd like to thank Nicole and Dr. Kalm for all of the good information and for their time this evening. So thank you so much, ladies. I'd like to thank you, the participants, for your time, for your interest, for your enthusiasm, for your good questions. And we do hope to see your names on rosters and faces in online classrooms or actual classrooms as we move forward. So thank you so much, and everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you.